Okay, I think the biggest trick to this deal is remembering to record everything you do. So, what I'm gonna do is, this is a 4.8 LS truck intake manifold, came with the engine. This whole thing came out of a, I wanna say it was an 03 or 04 GMC Yukon. We're gonna basically use the whole thing, but I wanna take it apart and clean it up, and I think I might paint it to match the engine, so we'll do that. So we'll start with these fuel rails. Tray with all these bolts in. We use a magnetic tray. These things are fantastic. This one's from Mac, but I think you can get them at home or Harbor Freight, really cheap nowadays. Just pick up whatever you need to pick up. You don't have to go super expensive with everything. I was a mechanic for a lot of years, so I would buy snap-on tools, things like that, snap-on sockets, ratchets, wrenches. But if I was just going to do stuff at home, I would probably just go ahead and get some Harbor Freight or Craftsman or something really cheap. You don't have to go crazy with this kind of stuff. It's not hard to spend a crap load of money on tools. Looks like we can leave the entire fuel system together. So this system comes in here. It's, I guess they call it a deadhead system. I'm not sure. I've said before, I'm a serious carburetor, small block, big block Chevy guy. This is my first LS, so I'm just trying to make it have something reliable for Sam, my oldest daughter, so she can hot rod around, have a good time, and won't have to be adjusting and tweaking crap all the time. Okay, so it looks like we can keep all this together. Let's see if this is gonna pop out. Oh yeah, look at that. Pops right out of there. Ooh, that was pretty. Here. I bought new injectors for it. I got 100, I think they're 120-pound injectors. We're gonna run E85, so I needed to get enough injectors. Things look a little funky, but not bad. Easily come apart. And this system will work good for now. I mean, she's just starting off in racing, so it's not like I expect her to go 850s yet. I do expect her to go 850s, just not right yet. So, just put this down right here. So I wanted to have some fun with this. I've heard good things about these truck intakes. I've seen guys on drag week and Rocky Mountain Race Week going 850s with these things, so I don't think it's going to be very hard to get this thing to work right. But it's a little filthy, and I just want to tear it apart, clean it up a little bit, make it look nice. I mean, the rest of the engine looks pretty good. We painted it Pontiac blue. It's kind of probably a 67, 68, maybe even earlier than that, Pontiac blue color. But the car's a Pontiac, so I thought we should go more traditional with it. This is our map sensor back here. I did a little research on these. I don't know if you can see that part number. Yeah. So this looks like it's just a single one bar. We're going to probably need at least a 2.5 or 2, I guess they call them. Again, first LS. Don't throw rocks at me. But I think we're going to need a little bit more than that to make it work right. I think we're going to use Holley Terminator X, and it comes with a map sensor in it. This is just not funny. But it comes with a map sensor in it, but I think it's also only one bar. It's probably just for trying to make everything run stock. And I'm about to throw this tray of bolts all over the place here, so I can get that right there. I'm working on the shop still. It's a mess right now, so please forgive. But we're getting some shelves put in. I put some shelves over there. I got out of my storage unit. And I mean, I've lived in Oklahoma for 5 years, but you'd think I'd lived here for 3 days, where everything's just all over the place. I think that might be about all we need to take out here sensor-wise. Not sure what the thumbnail is, but I guess we'll figure it out. Let's see. Looks like we're gonna need a 10mm for those. We'll take this. Is gonna be drive-by-wire. I wanted that. I think it would work a little bit better for what we're trying to do. Let's see. Manifold is funky. Let's get a 10mm and we'll take that. I suppose this is where edit comes in, and we'll edit most of this junk out. Pop this on here. I just don't want to try to, I'm going to run this thing through the hot tank at my work, and I just don't want to, I don't want to damage anything electrical. I mean, it would probably be fine, I'm sure it gets wet underneath the hood, but might take a chance. So I'll pull it apart. I think I'm pretty sure I got a new gasket came with the engine kit. I ordered most of my stuff from Summit Racing Engines. I try to buy local if I can. There was a little speed shop in Oklahoma City, but it's since closed down, so I haven't really had a good local place. There's a place called Smiley's in the south side of Oklahoma City that a friend of mine, Ronnie Rice, told me to go see. So I went down there and got some fittings and things from there. It's more like a roundy round place, not a whole lot of drag racing stuff, but some of the stuff crosses over, so it's not a big deal. All right, so that's the throttle body. She's pretty small, relatively, but you know, I think it'll, like I said, I think it'll be fine. If we can get this thing eventually into the 9s, I'll be happy. But I mean, I'm literally, she's never drag raced, so I'm going to start her off with, like, you know, on gate, no boost. I'll probably put like a 3-pound spring in there or something to keep the boost down. Let her get used to it, drive around a little bit, take it to the track, let her make a few passes. I think, if I remember correctly, I think the local track down here, under a certain speed, I want to say it's 9 seconds in the 8th mile, you can have a passenger. So they're kind of designing it to teach the next generation of drag racers. So I think that's kind of cool. So we'll probably go do that. We'll take it down there and make a few licks at the track with it, get her to understand it a little bit better, and then later on we can just start adding boost and make her go faster. I'm going to go ahead and add some boost for myself when I drive the car. We'll see how that works out. I gotta say, I'm so used to stock eliminator and bracket racing and things like that that I've never had anything with boost before, so this is probably a learning curve for both of us, which is great. You know, I don't mind learning. I've been learning all my life. The more you learn, the more you know. The more you know, the more power you got. And that old Gen X thing, it was a cartoon on, what was it? Saturday morning stuff, and it was it would say something like knowledge is power, and never really thought about that as much as a kid, but then you grow up a little more and you're like, hey, you know what, they're probably right. The more knowledge you have, the more power you have. The more you know, the more you can do yourself. The less you have to pay somebody else to do it, the better off you are a lot of times. I do everything myself. I was a machinist for 11 years. I worked for a place called Bob Harris Racing and Machine when I started off as a machinist. He taught me a lot. He was a good guy, very funny. Helped me out a lot growing up. I mean, I was probably 19 maybe when I went to work for him, maybe 20, something like that. I worked at a car dealership, a place called Capital Cadillac in Greenbelt, Maryland, where I grew up. Well, I grew up in Beltsville, but worked there for a while. Then I went over to the machine shop, and that was just a big eye opener for me on, instead of just throwing parts at something, you could actually disassemble it, machine it back to factory, put it all back together again. We did a lot of stock engines there, but we did some modified engines and hot rods and stuff. Bob was a pro stop driver for IHRA, or in IHRA I should say, for a while. He gave it up in like, I want to say 88, 89, something like that. So by the time I met him, it was probably 92. So he'd been out for a few years. But I think his heart was still in it. So he showed me a lot of stuff. That was really cool. The next shop I went to was Samico Race Engines, because I had to burn for modified and race car engines. So Bob didn't want to do as many modified stuff. He wanted to stick with the stock stuff, just pay the bills kind of stuff. Terry Samico, he taught me a lot also. He was a very smart machinist. And he knew his stuff. So I learned a lot from him. So I worked for him probably 5 or 6 years. And we did everything from junior dragsters to top alcohol funny car engines, which was really a cool experience. I went to some races with a guy named Tommy Gray out of Baltimore. He runs the Undertaker Pro Mod car at the time. I'm not sure if he still does or not, but got to experience Pro Mod racing for a while. Again, not a lot. I'd go to a few races with him, but it was a hell of an experience and a hell of a way to grow up. So it looks like that's about all we're going to do to this thing. I'm going to pop these gaskets off, I guess. Oh, they just clip on. Look at that. You know, you got to hand it to GM sometimes. That's pretty sporty. Let's pop these right over here. These. Oh, what the hell? That looks like some kind of seal, I guess. We're going to run the tubes for, I guess it's getting air out of the cooling system. It's got plugs in the back and a line in the front of the cylinder heads. A lot of the modified guys will put a kit. I know Motion Race Works makes a kit. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other people that do. They make a kit that bring all 4 lines up. We're going to try just the 2 lines for now. We're going to be adding on to this car as we go along. We don't have to buy everything at one time. And that's another thing, you learn after a while. You watch enough of these hot rod shows, and they're great. And the guys are great on there. But one thing, one of them, David Freiberger, says all the time is, don't get it right, just get it running. There's a lot to that, you know. Instead of just working on your car for 5 years and just never driving it or experiencing it because you're worried about the paint job, or you're worried about the wheels or tires, or you're worried about whatever engine you got in it. Get the thing running, put it in the car, let's get it out on the street. The cool thing with today is patina is a thing. When I was growing up, if your car looked like crap, nobody wanted to be seen in it. But nowadays, you just go, no, it's patina, so it's like you're forgiven. So anyway. That's about all we're going to do with this. Looks like she's cleaned up enough, or disassembled enough. I think I can put it in the hot tank like that and get away with it. So I'll take that down to the shop tomorrow, and we'll get her cleaned up. Cool. Thanks for watching.